Hi everyone, I'm Julie and I will be doing today's workshop on video conferencing etiquette and what to expect. So let's get started. Let me just share my screen real quick. Okay, cool. Cool. So like I said, I'm going to be doing today's workshop on video conferencing etiquette and what to expect, which is especially important particularly particularly because everything's online now and everyone's over Zoom, and I'm sure that all of you have used video conferencing or video calls in some extent or another. So we're just going to talk about some of the basic mannerisms and how to not embarrass yourself online. Yeah. Okay. So the top 5 tips that we're going to be covering today is muting yourself when you're not speaking, be on time, ensure your technology works correctly, and wear work and school appropriate clothing, and most importantly, pay attention. So let's get started. First, mute yourself when you're not speaking. So even though you may not be speaking and think you're being quiet, most microphones can pick up minor background noises like coughs, sneezes, or typing. So these sounds can really easily distract other video conferencing participants and potentially even cause annoyance to others. So like let's say you're, like typing during class and you're trying to take notes, but well, you might be able to like get away with it when you're um, you might be able to get away with it when you're like actually in person at the class. But however, um, now that everything's like online, it's a lot easier for it to be distracting to other people, especially the professor who's trying to speak. So just make it a practice to mute yourself whenever you're not talking. And for most video conferencing software, including Zoom, it's usually as simple as just clicking a button. Okay. So next, being on time. So this one should be pretty standard for any class or meeting that you have, video or otherwise. However, when you're dialing into a video conference, it's especially important. While in class, you might be able to get away with coming in a couple of minutes late. Everything's a lot more visible in a video conference, especially if the meeting had a waiting room and you have to wait for the instructor or the meeting host to let you in. Um, so and then kind of going off of that, eye contact is also extremely important during a video conference because you want the person or team or whoever it is that you're working with, that you're conferencing in, to feel engaged. So when you walk in late, you're going to be making noise and distracting anyone. So you can distract the person presenting, and this can lead to like confusion and stoppages, and the meeting would be behind schedule, and that would not be good. So next is ensuring that your technology works correctly. So you don't want to have to delay a meeting because your mic isn't working or your laptop isn't able to share screen or some other reason. So it's really important to be able to make sure that all of your technology and your software is working properly. Sometimes it's maybe helps to do a few test runs before you get started, especially if the meeting is really important. And you can just find someone willing to help and make sure you understand the process fully before diving into your first meeting. So next is wearing work or school appropriate clothing. While it's might be really tempting to work in your favorite sweatshirt and sweatpants all day, choose something that would be appropriate if the meeting were face to face. You don't have to wear like a full like professional outfit with a blazer and a button up or anything, but just something to wear when the people are looking at you through your videos, like through the little screen, they're able to see that you still look presentable. If you're not wearing pants, or if you don't wear, like, if you want to wear like pajama pants or something that's maybe not as flattering, just make sure that you're at least wearing a presentable top so that what the viewer can see is still presentable. So yeah, you don't have to wear anything fancy, but just choosing something that would be appropriate if the meeting were face to face rather than virtual. And lastly, pay attention. So it's a lot easier to get distracted when everything is virtual. You're it's just on your screen, you're just listening. Maybe it's easy to just switch the tab and check your email or your text or something. Stop doing that. It's rude and it's really easy to kind of get lost in what is going on in class or in the meeting or wherever else. So just make sure that you're paying attention. You can keep your camera on to keep yourself in check because when your camera is on, you can kind of see when your eyes are wandering or you're looking at your phone or something similar like that. So it's really hard for people to actually be able to multitask. And you also just look rude to the other participants when you're not really paying attention. So yeah, these are my top 5 tips um, having a good video conferencing for having good video conferencing etiquette and for making sure that you're polite um, throughout the presentation or throughout the meeting. And yeah, if you have any other questions or you want any other tips or anything, feel free to reach out on Facebook or email and ask. Okay. Yeah. Stay safe and healthy, guys.